Hello students, welcome back to commercial arithmetic class. So in previous class we had studied bills of exchange and we had solved 10 problems. So today we will continue with the problems. So the 11th problem is the banker's gain on a bill due 3 months hence at 10% per annum is rupees 100. Find the amount of the bill. So a simple problem. Here they have asked to find out sum due and they have given banker's gain to be 100 rupees and n is 3 months, rate of interest is 10% per annum. So we know the formula for banker's gain. It is a simple interest on true discount. So first we will find out true discount. So basically what we want sum due. So to calculate sum due, so see from which of the formulas you can get the sum due. So we know banker's discount is sum due into n into r by 100. So it is a interest on a sum due, right? And they have given banker's gain. Using banker's gain we can find out banker's discount if we know true discount. And how can we get true discount? It is, we know that banker's gain is nothing but interest on true discount. So first we will find out true discount. So we will substitute the given terms. So banker's gain is 100 into is equal to true discount into 3 into 10 by 100 into 12. Why 12? Because here n is in terms of months. So when you simplify you will get true discount as 4000 rupees. So now we know banker's gain is nothing but the difference between banker's discount and true discount. We have banker's gain value, true discount value, then we can find out banker's discount. So banker's discount will be 4100. That is, this will go to the left hand side, it will be plus, therefore it is 4100. Now we got banker's discount. Then from the formula the only unknown term is sum due, which is our question. So simplify all the terms and simplify for sum due. Substitute all the terms and simplify for sum due. It is 1,64,000 rupees. So this is the required answer. So the 12th question is the banker's discount and true discount on a sum of money due 3 months hence are 154.5 and 150 respectively. Find the sum and the rate of interest. So here two unknowns are given and the information given is banker's discount, true discount and the sum due, that is n is for 3 months. So we have to find out what is the sum due and rate of interest. So we know that banker's gain is banker's discount minus true discount. So first we can find out banker's gain. So it will be 4.5 and then using this formula we know this quantity, we know true discount, we know n, then the only unknown term is what? It is r. So we can find out r easily. So remember, whatever question might be from this chapter, you have to remember the formulas and you have to know what is the relation between the terms so that you will get an idea which formula to apply to get the unknown quantity. Now they had given BD and banker's discount and true discount. So the only formula that we can relate is by solving banker's gain. We cannot use the formula of banker's discount because we don't know the sum due to find out r. So first find out r by using banker's gain. So r will be 12% per annum. Now in banker's discount all the terms are known except the sum due. We know banker's discount, we have got r as 12% now. So substitute and solve for sum due. It is 5150 rupees. So simple problems I have solved. You can refer from SharePoint. The notes is uploaded. So try to solve this. So example 13th and 14th I want you guys to try. The question is very simple and similar. So in this question they have given difference between banker's discount and true discount. That is, they have given banker's gain which is 70 paise. So it will be 0.7 rupees and they have given n as 3 months and rate of interest is given. They have asked to find out true discount, banker's discount and sum due. So solve from the previous problem. First, use the formula of banker's gain, that is interest on true discount. So all the terms are known except true discount over there. N is known, R is known, so get true discount. Once you get true discount, then getting banker's discount is very easy because we have banker's gain, we have true discount, we know the relationship between two. And once you get banker's discount, then we can easily find out sum due. So simple problem. So the 14th problem is they have given the banker's discount and true discount and period, and you have asked to find out R and rate of interest and amount of the bill, same like your 12th problem. So solve this. I have mentioned the answers so that you can verify your answers later. So the 15th problem is a bill drawn on March 24th for 2 months was discounted on May 12th at 8 and 1 by 9th%. If the banker's gain was rupees 1.60 paise, then find the amount of the bill and the true discount. So here amount of the bill, that is sum due, is unknown and you have to find out true discount. So we will write whatever the information is given. Period of the bill is for 2 months and the date of the bill drawn is on 24th March. So nominal due date will be 2 months later, so it is on 24th May. Legal due date will be additional to 3 days of nominal due date, so it is 27th May. And they have given discounting of the bill, so it is discounted on 12th May. So we can calculate our N. So it will be from 12th May to 27th May. 12th May to 27th May. So 15 days is your N, and they have given banker's gain. With that you can find out true discount. So all the terms are known except true discount. So true discount will be 480 rupees when you simplify. And they have asked sum due. To get the sum due, what we need banker's discount. So using this relation, again we know banker's gain and true discount. Therefore banker's discount will be adding banker's gain and true discount, which is 481.6. So now in the formula of banker's discount, all the terms are known except the sum due or the amount of the bill. Solve for it, you will get the answer as 1,44,500 rupees. So all the problems are similar but slight changes, so you will be able to solve it. So the 16th problem, it is an important problem. They have given the true discount on a sum is 1 by 26th of the sum, while the banker's gain on it is 40. Find the sum. So in this question, banker's gain is given, which is 40, and true discount is 1 by 26th of the sum due. So we had seen such problems earlier, that is in the first class of second chapter, where we were studying present worth and discount. We had solved few problems. So when true discount is given as 1 by 26th of, say, sum due in this case, and they have asked to find out sum due. So let us assume first sum due to be 26th. Then what will be true discount? It will be 1. So now if you remember, in the first class we had seen relationship between sum due, present worth and true discount. So with these, we know what is sum due now, we know true discount. Therefore present worth will be sum due minus true discount. So it is 26 minus 1. So present worth is 25. So now we can calculate true discount when present worth is 25. And we have already got true discount to be 1. present value is known, n we will assume it to be 1 year. Therefore the only unknown quantity is r. We will solve for r. We get r as 4% when you simplify. So in this formula all quantities are known except r. We will find out r. Why we are finding out r is because we need what is the banker's gain, because in the question they have given banker's gain and they have asked to find out the sum due. So first when we assume sum due to be 26th, we will see what is the banker's gain, and then when banker's gain is given, then we will find out what is the sum due. So to get that banker's gain, what we need banker's discount and true discount. So first step was to find out true discount, which is 1. Now we will see what is banker's discount. So it is sum due into n into r by 100. Now we know what is sum due, it is 26. N is 1, r we have got it as 4%. So banker's discount will be 1.04 when you simplify. So now we can calculate banker's gain when we have both banker's discount and true discount. So banker's gain is 0.04. Therefore when sum due is 26, banker's gain is 0.04. Then what will be the sum due when banker's gain is 40? Then cross multiply, or by using rule of 3, sum due will be 26,000 rupees. Or else, yeah, you can use rule of 3, but this is very simple by cross multiplying. So I'll quickly revise this. Whenever they have given true discount to be certain ratio of the other thing, assume that to be the quantity which is in the denominator. So here we are assuming sum due to be 26 and then true discount will be 1. With that we will find out present worth. From present worth we will find out the rate of interest, so that we can get the rate of interest, and then using that we can find out banker's discount and then get the banker's gain, and we can solve by cross multiplying. So the 17th problem is also similar to the previous problem. Here they have given the true discount as 1 by 21th of the sum, while banker's gain is 750, and they have asked to find out banker's discount. Earlier they had asked to find out sum due, and here they have asked to find out the banker's discount. So banker's gain is given 750, true discount is 1 by 21 of sum due. So assume sum due to be 21, then what will be the true discount? It will be 1. So now find out the present worth and then substitute it in the true discount to get the rate of interest. Once you get the rate of interest, then substitute in the formula of banker's discount, find out it and get the banker's gain. So now here we are interested to find banker's discount. Therefore we have to do the comparison between banker's gain and banker's discount. Earlier they had asked to find out sum due. Therefore we were comparing between sum due and banker's gain. So now they have asked banker's discount. So when banker's discount is 1.05, what is the banker's gain we got? It is 0.05. Then what will be the banker's discount when the banker's gain is 750? Cross multiply, we get banker's discount as 15,750 rupees. So if you want to compare with sum due, then get the sum due when banker's gain is 750. Again substitute in this formula, you will get banker's discount as 15,750, but it will be a lengthy procedure. When you can simplify it, it is better to solve. So the 18th question is, if true discount on a bill of 12,450 due 4 months hence is same as banker's discount on the bill of rupees 12,000 for the same period, find the rate of the interest. So here they have given true discount. So consider this to be first bill and this is the second bill. So what they have given, true discount on the first bill is same as banker's discount on the second bill. So here for the first bill, sum due is 12,450 and sum due for the second bill is 12,000 rupees, and they have asked to find out rate of interest, and N is 4 months. So we will see how to solve this. So they have given true discount on first bill equal to banker's discount on second bill. We will substitute both the formulas and you can see the three terms will get cancelled. So we are remaining with the equation that is present worth of the first bill is equal to sum due of the second bill. In the question nowhere they have given the present worth, but we know the sum due of the second bill, which is 12,000. With this 12,000 now we can get the present worth of the first bill. So present worth of the first bill is 12,000. So we are interested to find out the rate of interest, which is same for both the bills. So now we will consider the first bill because we know present worth of it. Here what is the sum due? It is 12,450. Now we have sum due, we have present worth. So in the formula of sum due, all the quantities are known except R. So we can solve for R, and this we had seen in the first class of present worth and discount, how to solve when one quantities are unknown or it is just a simple calculation. So this will go in the denominator. So when you solve for R, it is 11.25%. Or else the other way you can solve is when sum due is known, present worth is known for the first bill, we can find out true discount, and once you get true discount you can use this formula and solve for R. We will get the same answer. Anything which you remember at that point of time you can substitute and solve, you will get the same answers. But make sure you write the right formulas and solve correctly. So the 19th problem is find the present worth of a bill drawn on Feb 15th at 10 months and discounted on May 13th at 15% per annum for rupees 19,919. So in this question, unlike the other questions, they have asked to find out present worth and cash value is given. So they have given the bill was discounted for how much rupees? So 9,990. So that is the cash value. So we will have to first find out what is the sum due or amount of the bill. They have given date of drawing the bill 15th Feb, period of the bill 10 months, then nominal due date will be 10 months from 15th Feb, so it will be 15th December. Legal due date is 18th December. Date of discounting is given as 13th May. Now you can calculate number of days from 13th May to 18th December, which will be 219 days. And then we can calculate banker's discount when cash value is given. For that, you can take the sum due to be X or you can take the sum due to be 100. I have explained both. I will explain after one by one. So first let us assume sum due to be X. Then what will be banker's discount? It is sum due minus cash value. So it will be X minus 9,919. Now using the formula of banker's discount, all the terms are known. We know what is banker's discount now. It is X minus 9,919. Sum due is X, N is 219 and R is 15%. So when you simplify, we will get X as 10,900. So these two will go to the left hand side. So it will be X minus 9,919 into 36,500, and this is, so I have solved completely step by steps. You go through it. Other simple problem I explained is simplify this term and solve for x. So we got x as 10,900. So what is this 10,900? It is sum due. So once you get sum due, getting the present worth is very easy. So what you have to do, you have to substitute in the formula of sum due, which is present worth into 1 plus nr by 100. We know sum due now, n is known, r is known, so only unknown quantity is the present worth. So present worth will be 10,000. I am not explaining simplification because we have solved enough problems on these. So for this question, present worth is 10,000. Or else what you can do, assume sum due to be 100 rupees. Then what will be the banker's discount? It will be 9. Why 9? Because in this formula, sum due is 100, n is known 219, r is 15, and divided by 100, sorry, it is into 365. So in this formula, when you substitute, you will get banker's discount as 9. Then we can find out cash value. So what is cash value? It is sum due minus banker's discount. So you get cash value as 91. So in the question they have given cash value. So when sum due is 100, cash value is 91. Then what is the sum due when cash value is 9,991? So cross multiply and get the sum due and then substitute in this formula. You will get the answer as present worth. So this is the alternative to find out the sum due. So I hope it is clear. Sum due is known, n is known, r is known. Substitute in banker's discount and then simplify. So the next problem is, a bill drawn on 3rd August for 3 months is discounted on September 1st at 10% per annum. How much does the holder receive if true discount is equal to rupees 500? So in this question they have asked to find out cash value. When true discount is given as 500 rupees, they have not given the sum due again, but they have given when the bill was discounted and when the bill was drawn. So all the other informations are given. So try to solve it. I have solved completely. So again, you can assume the sum due to be 100 rupees, 100 rupees or x, and simplify. Here everything is known. True discount is 500 rupees. From true discount you can get the present worth. Once you get the present worth, then using the relation of sum due, present worth and true discount, you can get the sum due. And then what we are interested to know, we are interested to know cash value. To get the cash value, we must know banker's discount. So once you get the sum due, then to get banker's discount is all you have to do is you have to use the formula, solve for it, you will get the answer. So I have solved another alternative way wherein you can take present worth to be 100 and then find out true discount by using the formula of it and then get the sum due and then find out banker's discount and then find cash value. So when true discount is 1.8102, we got cash value. Then what will be the cash value when true discount is 500? So it is the same answer. So whichever way you find it easy, you can simplify. So what I did was, first I'll solve by method which I know, and then after certain time I'll realize, okay, I could have solved by other method also. So I have tried it out. So there might be any other way also. So if you know the formulas, then you can use any of the formulas and you can simplify. So the 21st problem is, find the present worth of a bill drawn on April 15th for 3 months and discounted on May 6th at 7.5% for rupees 39,991. So in this question, again they have given cash value and they have asked to find out present worth. So I have simplified. You guys go through this and try to solve. And the last problem is the banker's discount on a bill of rupees 21,900 due on August 19th is equal to true discount on a bill of rupees 22,200 due on the same date at 5% per annum. On what date are the bills discounted? So here date of discounting is asked, and they have given information that banker's discount on the first bill is same as true discount on the second bill. So sum due of the first bill and second bill is given. Additional to this, they have given this information. Just like one of the problems we have found out, we will write the equation here. The terms will get cancelled. So we got sum due on the first bill is equal to present worth on the second bill. So sum due on the first bill is 21,900. So that is nothing but present worth of the first bill. Now, sorry, this is the second bill. Now you know sum due of the second bill, which is 22,200. You got to know the present worth. Then we can find out true discount, so which will be 300. Once you get true discount, then we can find out the value of n, which is unknown over here. Rate is given 5%. There is no rule that you have to use the formula of true discount. You can use the formula of sum due also. So sum due equal to present worth into 1 plus NR by 100. So all the quantities are known except n, but we are not using that formula because it is a bit lengthy, but you will get the same answer. So if you try, so true discount is easy, therefore it is 300 equal to what is present worth? It is 21,900 and n is unknown. The rest of the terms is known, so solve for n. So we get n as 100 days because we are dividing by 365. N is 100 days. So now we are interested to find when was the bill discounted. So in other problems, when date of discounting is given and when legal due date is given, what will be the n? It will be the difference between or the number of days between these two dates. But they have given in this question the bills were due on 19th August. So both the bills were due on 19th August. We have to find out days which the bill was discounted. So from 19th August, the bills will be discounted before the due date, that is before 100 days. So this we had solved in the previous class. So you have 100 days, in that August has 19, so go in the reverse manner. So then comes July with 31 days, June with 30 days, and the 20 remains out of 100, which is May 20. So out of 31 days, May has 31 days, so 20 is, if you subtract, we will get the date on which a bill was discounted was on May 11th. So from May 11th till August 19, n is 100 days. So go in the reverse order. I'll explain once again. Once you get 100 days, then from the due date you have to calculate in the reverse order. So it is 100 minus 19 from August. Then next comes July. July has 31 days. Then June has 30 days. Then the remaining is May, which has 20 days. So if May's 20 days is done, so 20 days is considered. So 31 minus 20, it is 11. So on May 11th, the bills were discounted. If you want to verify, add from May 11th till August 19th, you have to get n as 100 days. So I have covered all the problems from the second unit, that is bills of exchange and present worth and discount, and the notes is uploaded in SharePoint. Go through this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. From the next class we will begin with the third unit, and for your first internals you will be having questions from the first two unit, that is simple interest, compound interest, depreciation and bills of exchange. So go through the notes.